Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. I just came back from the dentist. I had to get a baby tooth removed. So my mouth is kind of frozen. I've got a big piece of gauze in my mouth. So I'm not sure I'll be able to do a regular video today. It might get quite painful too later on, so we'll see how it goes. So this video may be more updates than working on my penging, my cityscape penging. We'll see what we can do. So yeah, I'll see how much pain I get in my mouth later on. I might have to take like an aspirin or a Tylenol or something, but I'm starting to feel a bit of pain already, so it might come on quite strong later on in the day. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how this video goes. I'm back. It's been about an hour. The freezing is starting to wear off. The pain level is starting to increase. I think it's going to be quite sore. But we can start today's video. I'm in the basement now for an update. I still have a lot of trees down here. Today it's 6.6 degrees Celsius down here and 32% humidity. So it's been kind of around that temperature for, the last month. Very cool. I do have the lights above the trees, but they look really healthy. Here's a look at my pomelos. And even though it's down here in the cold, there is some new growth coming on it, which is amazing at these temperatures. My Ficus benjaminas didn't like the cool temperatures down here at all, so I took those upstairs. But my Ficus microcarpas are doing really well down here. They have new growth on them too. And yeah, no ill effects from the cooler temperatures so far. I'm keeping a careful eye on them, but yeah, they look fine in this really cool temperature. I've even got an aloe down here that's growing and doing well in these temperatures. My succulent vine, I think that's from Mexico, is dormant, but it's suffering no ill effects from the cool temperatures so far. I have a Natal plum here that's also doing well in these cool temperatures. My yucca forest is still doing well. It's even getting an aerial root dropping down from the trunk. There's a look at the aerial root right here. My ponytail palm is still doing very well in these cool temperatures also. I've also got my Sarissa fotida down in these cool temperatures. I'm keeping a careful eye on it, and so far it's looking really good. It hasn't grown. No leaves have fallen off of it, and it's still nice and green. And I think, when I bring it up in the warmth, it's just going to explode in new growth. So I think it's really healthy for it to have this cool rest dormant period. It's always scary doing experiments on your bonsai trees, but that's how you learn sometimes. I learned a lot by bringing some of my tropical trees into the basement this year, keeping them cool. And I learned that it's actually really good for the trees. Keeps them healthy in the winter, very low maintenance, and when they do get warmed up, they just explode in growth. So yeah, it makes keeping tropical trees a lot easier if you can do this. I'm not going to work on my cityscape penging today. I'll wait till I get a full day to work on that. It'll take quite a bit of time putting all the pathways in and maybe a little rearranging of the trees. I have a Ficus religiosa, and I'm going to give it to Connor from our club. He's given me a lot of trees over the years, and he doesn't have a Ficus religiosa, so I thought it'd be a nice present for him. Here's the tree here. This tree is as old as my large one, so it's over 25 years old. I just let it grow in the summer, and it's got these long stretching branches. So today I'm going to prune it back, making it compact, and then all the new shoots will come out. I just brought this tree up from the basement yesterday, so it's just starting to warm up, so it'll explode in new growth after I prune it back. I'll put the tree on the turntable so we can rotate it around my spinning tree bonsai turntable. Like that. Yeah, so my original style for this was to have kind of a broom style canopy and fairly short. I'll rotate it around. I'll come in close and rotate it, and you can see kind of what's happening up top here. There's a view of the upper structure of the tree.
So a few branches to work with. If you look at the root base here, I've done some work on the tree, but it could use more. I can see some roots that are getting out of proportion. So it needs repotting, and I think I should do that today too. I'm going to start the work today by pruning back these long branches. They're getting really wild and out of control. So I've got this one, it kind of comes up and then it kind of crosses back on the tree. So I need to take that off, so I'll do that right here, like that. And I'm sure I'll get something that'll, shoot out in a better direction. So just a matter of waiting. I've got this long branch coming up, and it too kind of comes in on the center of the tree. So that's not really good either. I've got a lot of pruning stubs here. I've had a large branch here that got pruned at one point and looks like it's died off and a new shoot grew up. I have to decide what I'm going to do with this branch. It too kind of leans over the apex of the tree. I could cut it off short and then maybe something will grow on the outside and I can develop the branch out this direction. I think that's the best option because the entire branch kind of leans this direction. And I'm not after a wind-blown tree or anything, so I don't see really any other solution. So I'm going to cut it, quite short here. Yeah, I'll cut it quite short and just see if something develops. So, and when I mean quite short, I mean quite short. So here I go. Like that. So that leaves this long branch off to this side or wherever the front will be. And I'm just going to make that more compact. It has, a bit of movement here, so I'll just prune it right here. Like that. And then there's one long branch remaining right here. And again, that's going in a really poor direction. It crosses, so I'm going to prune that off very short. So to right back to here. Like that. And that's off. So that's got the top of the tree, I don't know, kind of roughly pruned up. Just taking a few stubs off here. I think that's a structure that, can be built upon in the future. It's not too bad. Here's a look at the tree now. So I've kind of got a stump that, a structure can be developed in future. Yeah, it's something to start off with. The next step will be repotting. It's been about 2 hours now since I had my tooth removed, and all I feel like is lying down and having a nap. I don't think I'll be able to finish the video today. It's starting to swell up my gums, and it hurts a lot, and I think a rest would be the best thing for me to do right now. So it's later on tonight, and I'm still feeling okay, but I never did get my nap in. I had to finish editing a video for a chamber concert series in town here. So I finished that video, processed it, and uploaded it to their YouTube channel. So that kept me busy in the afternoon. And I've been drinking soup all day long, and I'm not supposed to eat anything solid. And so eventually I'll be able to get to bed tonight, and I'm sure I'll sleep quite well. My mouth, I'm still taking aspirins, and it's okay as long as I don't touch it with my tongue or anything. It's still quite tender. My dentist did warn me that my baby tooth won't last forever, that it will have to come out someday, and today was the day. So now I only have adult teeth. I did all the work on my Chinese village yesterday, planting all the trees and putting the buildings in position. And I was thinking, remember how I said I felt like I needed a few more trees? And then I got thinking, well, it doesn't really make sense planting the trees on the tops of the buildings there. And from the front here, they just look like trees that are growing behind the building. And so I was thinking, well, there's 2 more trees I can use. So I'm going to take them out of the top of the building. And on top of the building, I'll either just grow moss, or I might 3D print a little roof section to go up there. So sort of a continuation of this sloped roof. It'll just extend out a bit more. So I can model up a roof and 3D print it and put that on top of that empty space there. So that'll give me 2 more trees to plant, and I think that'll be better. I can put some towards the back on the left-hand side and maybe one at the back on the right-hand side too. And, you know, they're already pruned small, so they should look pretty good. And then I've got to put all my pathways in, and I'll try and get moss together to cover up the bonsai soil and try things around. And I'm still not sure about this one leaning branch or trunk in front of the house here. I was thinking maybe it'd look better with just that removed and just have the 2 on the tree. It sort of looks natural the way it leans. It sort of reminds me of a tree you would see, you know, anywhere. So I'll have to decide about that. It might come off. I could always prune it short too. Yeah, we'll see. You know, there might be some rearranging coming. I'm not going to try and move the trees around too much because they're already planted, but maybe just changing the angle slightly. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back to work on this. I really think it's a cool project. I really like miniature villages, and I call it a cityscape penging, and maybe it's not so much of a cityscape penging anymore. It'll be more of a more of the countryside or a village penging, but it's still got that kind of city theme to it. It's time to get back to the end of the video now. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.